Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Medieval Engineers. I'm the Radio Man 03, and it is awesome to have you along. Hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing fantastic. Back from vacation. I've been working on this project now for a few hours, and we've got ourselves a bit of a tunnel now that connects up with the inside of the mine. So we're headed on the right direction here. I got all kinds of things to show you and tell you. Hope everyone's been doing great. I had a fantastic week off. Variety and I had a great time on our vacation at Lake Powell. We started out at the Coconino National Forest, and we'll talk about the vacation here on today's episode and let you know how things went. I have extended this to as far as I want to go right now for the carts to go back and forth on. So here we go, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the storage area for the carts and the stone and all that good stuff kind of right in this area right here. Instead of bringing it all the way down here, I think the carts will come down and I'll build something off the side right here. I think that's going to be kind of a simple solution, and then the carts will roll into a building here and so on and so forth. We'll go down and take a look at the side of this, which is going to have to change as well, but I kept it consistent with what we started out with in one of the most recent episodes. I've got it kind of set up the same way all the way down. The good news is we have made it through to the other side. It didn't take me much longer, but you can see this is a pretty sizable tunnel. I've got some chests in here right now filled with stones and sticks and dirt. As a matter of fact, I thought we weren't able to put stones in large chests. Did we switch that back now to where we can put stones in the large chests? I've got sticks in here, some sticks in here, and I don't think there's anything in this one just yet, no. So we're coming to the end of our hallway here, and voila, this is where the mine is going to go. This is where we're going to do our digging and stuff like that. We're going to get this sharp, jagged piece out of here right now. And then to the right, it leads right upstairs to our storage area. Now, this corner right here, I'm not liking the way this turned out. So we're going to start here today. As usual, we are going to kind of monkey around with all kinds of different things and, see what we wind up coming into and what we can get done and not get done. We're going to take that one out of there, and we're going to take this one right out of here. So we started our vacation off at the Coconino National Forest, which is just next door to where we live, just a hop, skip, and jump away. And we had some windy conditions. We actually went, the day after we arrived, we went to the lake to see if we couldn't, get the canoe that we purchased into the water. And unfortunately, it was so windy that we decided to just forget about it. We weren't going to do it. You know what? That might not be the best block for this here, right here. See, my problem here is the tunnel came in, and our final staircase here, I did the measurements correct, but our final staircase kind of comes down and meets up right here, which I guess isn't such a bad thing. Maybe what we could do is... let's do this. We'll start with this right here. We'll try this out. And so we went up to a lake called Kinnickinnick Lake, and we went to go up there to go do some fishing. I got to tell you, the road was probably one of the worst roads I've ever been on in my life in terms of dirt roads, and it was pretty rough, really rough as a matter of fact, very, very rough. And we gave it a shot, and it didn't work out for fishing. I don't know if I like this either up here. Let's get rid of that. So we canceled that idea, and what we did was we went to a place called Ashurst Lake, which was just down the road from where we camped, and we threw our poles in the water there, got a few bites, didn't catch anything. I gotta say, fishing-wise, I have been a little bit rusty lately, and did not have any luck, and so we kind of just called it quits there and left it be. Let's go back to number 8 right here and see about putting this up here like so. Maybe we could do is extend this up a little bit, make this look right. I just want some way for this wall to, this curved wall to end and this kind of a wall to start. So we're going to take this out of here like so. There we go. We got our curve up here now. I notice we could pick above our heads now, which is pretty cool. I'm glad to see that. Yeah, throw all that right in there. Boom, like so. So no, we didn't catch any fish. So then Monday rolled around and we headed off to our Lake Powell adventure. We came home and showered and kind of restocked things, stopped by the grocery store, picked up a few things that we thought we might need and all that good stuff, and headed off to Lake Powell, which is a beautiful place. If you follow me on Twitter, I posted a lot of pictures of what we were doing on our trip. and Giovanni. He's been very, the cats were both very happy to see us home. That's for sure. Z. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. What did I do there? Where'd that go? I put that wall somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I put it somewhere. Z. There we go. And so we headed off to Lake Powell. Got there. It's about a 2-hour drive from where we live, so it's not that big of a deal for a drive. But got there, got set up, got a nice spot down by the water, which we wanted because we went on Monday, which was Memorial Day, so everybody else had kind of left. But there were a lot of, what we learned is there's a lot of day-use people that are at this national park. So, you know, they're down by the water too. So, but by the time the sun went down, all of a sudden there was a lot of beach space all over the place. I think that's going to work right there for us. And so we found a nice spot right, I'd say we were maybe 10 yards from the water. About 10 yards from the water. And last time Variety and I had been to this location, this particular spot. Let's get this lined up correctly. There we go. We had to move our camp back 3 times because the lake level kept rising. Now, Lake Powell is a reservoir. It's a national park, and it is a reservoir. And I got to tell you, it was filling up with water when we were there. Very, very filling up with water. So we got there. We got set up. Like I said, we're about 10 yards away from the water, and all of a sudden, next morning, we're still doing pretty good. We're actually doing pretty good with that in terms of where the water level is. And by the next day, not so good. The water had come up. I actually woke up. I could hear waves splashing. We got up. I was waking up to the sound of boats on the water and waves crashing like right next to our trailer. So I get up. I look out the window, and sure enough, the trailer is surrounded by water. I think that looks pretty good right here. Let's grab inventory. Let's grab this guy right here, and let's put him right down here, number 6, and we're going to put this guy right up here. There we go, beautiful. How do we like this? We're looking pretty good, I think. We can take some of this away. So. There we go, and we should probably add another one of these number 8s right in here to just kind of clean this little place up right in there. There it goes. It looks like it's okay there. Beautiful. So I say, Brian, to get up. We got to move. The trailer is surrounded by water. So she got up. We quickly packed up a few things, and we moved the trailer to a better spot, which was probably now a little bit. It was a little bit further away from the water. Not too far, but it was far enough that we thought we were going to be okay for a little while. And then we went out for the day, and we actually toured Glen Canyon Dam, which is the plant that it has really 2 purposes. Number 1 is to, what do we need, sticks? It is to maintain the water. Mostly it is to divvy up the water among the people who are supposed to be the states that are supposed to get the water. So that's its main purpose in terms of the reservoir, is to divide the water equally among the people who have water rights to it. And those are the states of, I want to say, Colorado, Utah, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Mexico all have rights to this lake, which was set back in like 1922, something like that. Very long time ago. Can I see this one down here? I think I may have not placed that one very well. Let's see what we've got going on here. Yeah, it looks like I really kind of botched that one, huh? Can we find it? God, I bet it's way back in there. Oh, man, that was a mistake and a half. Yeah, it will not let me place that there now. There we go with that one. Okay, maybe it will. Maybe we're okay here. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's tack these in. So we're at the dam, and we got a tour of the dam. Now, back prior to 9/11, you were able to just go where you wanted to in the dam. Not everywhere, of course, but you were able to take kind of the tour on yourself. It was kind of a self-guided tour. And after 9/11 happened, it was no longer the case anymore. You cannot just go where you want to in the dam. So we had a guide, and she took us through the area, and we got to go in this place and find out all kinds of things about it. It was very interesting, and it's an amazing structure. It's just an amazing structure. It was built it was finished in September, I want to say, of 1963, this Glen Canyon Dam. So it's a mighty, mighty structure. It was a really interesting tour to find out that, you know, their main job is to just make sure water goes where water needs to go, to the states that it is owed to. So that was pretty cool. We're just going to take stone out of here because this is where we're going. This is our mine now. We just go and mine stone to our heart's content through here. So we got done with the tour and went back to camp and realized the lake had come up a few more feet. Where our fire pit was, we now had water pretty close to where the fire pit was. So we thought, well, we better move right now or we're just going to be, we're going to be sorry if we don't. So we moved a second time that day. And then that night, we did some catfishing. And anybody who's done any catfishing at night's a lot of fun to go ahead. When you get your campfire going, you just take, I was using hot dogs. You just take a chunk of hot dog and you put it on a large hook and you throw it out in the water. And we've got these little bells that we put on the fishing poles to, if a catfish does bite, it rings that bell. And I don't feel like it's actually in the right spot here. Let's take this one out. We'll get one up next to that other one there. I think if this one's gone, we'll be able to see better. So Variety and I did that for the night and actually did quite well. Wound up each of us catching a catfish each. Tweeted out pictures of those. And matter of fact, as I was getting mine, her bell started ringing and she wound up catching hers. So we were like double dose right there, just bam bam. We had our two catfish, and then the bite kind of died off. I mean, we could have continued on, but we didn't. We went to sleep for the night, and that was it for that night. And then the next day we woke up, and sure enough, the lake had risen again. And it's an amazing thing. Lake Powell is a huge, massive body of water, and for the lake to come up as fast as it did, we were quite impressed. They were expecting the lake to increase by another 30 feet. By July, the depth of the lake. So it's going to be coming up a whole bunch more. So you really had to be pretty cautious about it. And the other thing that happened while we were away at the lake was that we had these. I tweeted out a picture of it. It's called a haboob, and it's when these storms roll in. And what do you guys think of this? Does this look pretty good in here? Take that up a little bit more right there. I want to leave some of the stone showing. I want this to be pretty rough looking as we come through. This could probably come up just a little bit more right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good right there. Let's go like this. Let's take this guy right here. These windstorms were unbelievable. Freaking believable. They were brutal, just brutal. You would see these storm clouds out for the distance, and they would get really dark black and just be these ominous looking clouds, just brutal looking clouds. And next thing you know, the first night when we were catfishing, and we didn't catch anything because we were so engrossed by we were fishing. All of a sudden, there was this wind that kicked up, and it blew like crazy. That works. That works really well right there, actually. Yeah. I like that. Okay, that's good. That takes us down to the end of the tunnel here very nicely, I think. Yeah. And then we turn off, we angle off, and now we're just going to be digging back in that direction there. So we've got that all cleaned up and looking better. These pillars, I like that. You know what? Let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs. That chest right there will go away. And let's go out here real quick. Let's grab 10 of these guys real quick. We did this in our last build that we were in. Oh! I was happy to see the update came out and they put our skull and crossbones back up, huh? Nice. I've got one there and I have one. You jerk. He broke my other cross and skull bone. I had 2 of them there. Oh man, he did. He broke it. So you can see they're going to be after this thing right here now. This is their new target right here, is destroy this. This area is going to have to be sealed off. I'm going to seal this up, and we won't let any more barbarians come in here and do anything like that. Can I push you off the edge? He's going to disappear in just a second here. I had 2 skull and crossbones. I had another skull right here, but they broke it through the wall. We do have an abundance of them, though. You can see we've got 6 more, 8 more, 6 more. So we're doing okay there. Oh, man. Those guys, I tell you, those guys are just brutal. Just brutal. Let's get this down to right about... There we go, something like that right there. What do you think? Kind of shows that there's a staircase right here. When you come down, you can see through it, but you don't fall through it. I think that works pretty good right there. We're going to put the rest of these timbers back. A lot of barbarian activity, quite a bit of barbarian activity. That is just one of many that I have killed since I've been playing today. Just a ton of them, just a ton of them. So I was talking about these haboobs. It's called a haboob. I know, it sounds really crazy, but that's what it's called. We're out there fishing, and all of a sudden we hear the gal next to us kind of scream, the camp next to us. And their canopy that they had set up had blown over and into their fire pit. So Variety handed me her fishing pole, and she ran back to go help, and I got to shore, of course, and I was helping, and then another neighbor ran over and was helping them with their tent as well, their canopy as well, and we got it taken down. It didn't catch fire, but we helped them take that down. What do I need to do here? Inventory. What's our inventory like? We got a lot of stone. Let's get some sticks. Let's get some more sticks. So that was the first night, and the windstorm went on forever and ever and ever. It was an unbelievable amount of wind, and we're on the sandy beach, so picture just tons of sand blowing. Okay, and this is the very fine kind of sand that gets everywhere. There wasn't a crack in your skin that didn't have sand in it. The trailer had sand in it when the windows were open. Oh boy. There we go, got out. Okay, perfect. And they were just... This one happened after the sun went down, so it was probably 10 o'clock at night. On day 3, we had another one happen, but this one happened at about, I'm going to say about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We had another one of these events come up where all of a sudden you look down the shoreline and you can see people's canopies and tarps and stuff just blowing through the wind. All their, water toys and stuff like that are blowing around. Boats are getting shoved around and out in the lake and stuff like that because of this massive storm rolling in. And it was brutal, just brutal, absolutely brutal. And then we had one more the day after that. Variety and I had actually taken the canoe out, and we went down the shoreline from where we were because there was a bunch of bushes and brush in the water. And anybody who fishes, that's just good that's good cover for fish. They like that stuff, so that's what they do. They get in there, and it's always a good place to fish. And Variety wound up catching a striped bass. You can look that up. It's a black and white striped bass, and it was a beautiful fish. She caught it. She was reeling in, thinking her line was tangling up with mine, and she reeled it in, and sure enough, there was a fish on it, and she was pretty dang excited, as was I, because it was pretty darn cool. Ooh, can I get this little piece of dirt out of here? There we go, perfect. I don't like the fact that we have all of this stuff showing in here. Let me show you what I've done out here real quick. So the windstorms were brutal, and that was the last of them. Inventory. There is a buck right here. Have they fixed the deer yet? Shake it off, buddy. Shake it off. I killed one deer today. It was a doe. I got 8 meat off of her. I know they fixed the zoom, so that's good. No, it does not look like, unless their antlers maybe are on another one. Oh, wow, he saw us from a long ways away. I don't know if we're getting antlers and hide yet. You guys can tell me that, but I don't think so. Now, the thing they said that they fixed, I noticed on the last update, was the zoom is fixed, which is great. But what I don't understand is when I go to crouch, I no longer can see the crossbow at all. Even unzoomed, I don't see a crossbow. I can see the crosshair, but I don't see the crossbow. And if you go Alt, okay, he does have it in his hand. Okay, so that's good. I thought for a second there earlier that he didn't have it in his hand, but he does, so that's good. So it looks like they got the crossbow issues all worked out, which is nice. I don't know if they're dropping antlers, though. I wish they were, because I would love to have a trophy. Okay. Oh, he just took off. Is this a buck? Wow, they really see you from a ways off, don't they? Let's try one more. So for the trip, I caught 1 fish. Variety caught 2 fish. She's up 1 on me. It looks like it's just the meat still, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm sure they're going to work on that some more. 1. There we go. So it was a lot of fun. We actually wound up finding this this small inlet in. If you'd followed me on Twitter, you would have seen some of the pictures. This Lake Powell has got this amazing backdrop to it. It's just incredible. We happened to find this little channel that we were able to canoe back into. And by the time we got back out, we realized the clouds were getting dark again. And we literally got back in camp just in time before the next haboob hit, which was about noon. And had to roll our canopy in and get things buckled down because stuff was blowing all over the place again. And we're talking about 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds that would just pick up anything and just throw it. So it was pretty amazing, and it kind of ruined 4 to 5 hours of each one of our days. There was just so much of it going on that, yeah, we were kind of stuck inside. So on the last day, we got back from our fishing trip on the canoe, and that haboob had hit. And Variety had the suggestion, let's just pack up, let's go someplace else. So we didn't pack up the trailer, but what we did was we just got kind of cleaned up and got in the truck, and we drove to a place called Marble Canyon, the Vermilion Cliffs, which is where they release the California condors now. And they're reintroducing the California condors. They were nearly extinct, so they're getting those back into out of extinction. And also a place called Lee's Ferry. It's a part of the Colorado River, which a lot of people go trout fishing in. And it's one of the few rivers where trout can actually grow naturally in a wild setting. Not many areas in Arizona actually allow something like that to happen, for trout anyways. So we went out there and we saw Lee's Ferry and we saw Marble Canyon. And we saw some really interesting rock and boulder formations that are sitting oddly and precariously and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. And then by the time we got back, the sun was shining again. The storm was over. Which one did I finish here? I thought I didn't finish one of these here. Maybe not. And we were good to go. So we enjoyed the rest of our day there, got into the water a little bit. We did some more catfishing that night, but had some bites but did not catch anything, and just had a good time. It was very relaxing, and I got to the point where I forgot what day it was. So that to me tells me vacation is working when you forget what day it is. So I like that. And then we had planned on staying and leaving Saturday morning, and what happened was, it's actually Saturday when I'm recording this right now. Friday morning we got up and we were going to have to move our camp again because we'd had so much, the lake had risen a lot once again, and it was now within about, I don't know, maybe 10 yards, if that even, from our camp. And we knew because of the days prior that it was going to be, all the way up to our camp trailer again. And the National Park Service had some construction done behind us on the beach because they knew as well that the lake was coming up very rapidly and that they were going to have to open up some new beach for people to actually camp on. So the guys had actually taken and all the sandy area behind us, they had pulled all the tumbleweeds and the brush out of, and had kind of shifted the sand around and things like that. And so the sand was about 3 feet deep. So we noticed the day prior that when they had finished that work, they had so many vehicles were getting stuck in this like 3 feet deep sand. It was just deep as could be. That we thought, okay, if we're going to actually be able to get out of here, we need to get out of here now. So we packed up. And we managed to just have enough of the road left. Half of it was underwater, half of it wasn't. That I was able to get the truck to pull the trailer through that, and we just decided to leave. We were going to go stay someplace else. I need to really jump from that spot. There we go. Beautiful. And yeah, we got out just in the nick of time. Thought, well, let's just go home. We'll go home. We'll have 2 days at home to unpack the trailer, get the canoe all cleaned up and things like that. So that's what we did. We got home Friday afternoon, got it unloaded. We were exhausted. The thing about camping is that it takes a lot of work. It really does. You're doing a lot of work, a whole bunch of work. So, but we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Saw some beautiful sights. We plan to go back sometime this year to go Lake Powell. And now we know to show up early in the morning. And then you get these nice spots next to the water because the day use people, they come in and they take up quite a bit of shoreline, despite the fact that they're only going to be there for the day. And then once the sun starts to go down, most of them leave, and there's all this beachfront property that's just sitting there. And, you're kind of screwed. So you got to get there early and beat them there, and then you usually find some good places. And not to mention, people pack up pretty early too and take off. But it is a lot of work. My arms are sore, my back is sore. I mean, it's a lot of stuff to be moving around. But in the end, it was great exercise. It was beautiful scenery, and I would do it all over again, but hopefully without the haboob, because the haboob was bad, very bad. Okay, more stone. Let's talk about this. That's it for the vacation, really. That's what we did. It was a lot of fun, and thank you so much, you guys, for hanging in with me while I was gone for a week. And I hit 4,000 subs. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that so very much. So all the series back on track again, and I'm going to go ahead and get this one recorded and launch it right away. It'll probably be a longer episode because I've done so much talking about vacation. Let's talk about what it is I've kind of been wrapping my head around here right now so far. I added these guys right here, these large slopes battlements, and I've made the entrance 4 wide like this, okay? I figure what we're going to have here is a little stations. I wish we had a little block to put right in here. I don't know if that mod is back yet, but I'll have to take a look and see. I would like to have that little block that will fill in that gap right there. Maybe Keen Software House is working on that one themselves, but that extra blocks, like 67 extra blocks, was a really nice one to have. You can actually take these and hammer them up to 45%, and you get your sticks in place, and then come back with just the stone. We're out of sticks. And get that taken care of, and then all you have to do is have stone in your inventory. Let's grab a few more of these guys right here. It's pretty handy. I didn't realize I could do that, but you can. As long as you've got sticks in your inventory, you can build these guys up to about 45%, and then you don't have to have sticks in your inventory. You can just fill your inventory with stone. Okay, what do I got planned for here? I decided to make this wider just because it looks a little more grand and carts won't have a problem going up and down from this. And we'll put something over here, just some kind of a guard station right here. Our first towers, I think, are going to start... we're going to do this guy right here. Yeah, we're going to go with the big guy here. No, we want you to actually hook onto that right there. There, that's where I want it, right there. Like so. It's going to go right like that, and then it's going to come over this way, and it's going to come up from here. Let's go get a bunch of stone, and we'll knock that into place, and we'll take a look at it. I don't know how much we're going to get done today. I'm just kind of finishing up some of the things I was tinkering on and getting ready for today's episode. I wanted to have a little progress in line for you guys before I got on and started talking about anything. I can't believe this is still here. There we go. I'll take you. So that was my vacation in a nutshell. And by the way, follow me on Twitter. When I do go on vacation and I'm gone for a while, I will tweet out pictures every day in terms of what it is we're doing and where we're at and stuff like that. So I got some nice shots, I think. Picture me holding my catfish because it was, you know, I was pretty excited. It's the first fish I've caught in probably about 10 years. And then Variety, I was holding her fish for her too. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. And then she caught that striper, and stripers, they're so fun to catch. They're like wolves. They school up in large schools, and if you find one and you reel it in, odds are there's going to be several more following that one, because now they're all excited. It's like, oh, there's food. Something's going on here. There is food. So they all wind up following you up, the other one up. But for some reason, I did not manage to hook into one, which I thought was kind of strange, because typically if you catch one, a school of them will come up looking for the food source, and you will have an abundance of them. And I just did not have that happen, which I thought was a little bit strange. A little bit strange. Okay, let's... how long is it going to take this guy here? Oh boy, we don't even have nearly enough stuff to get that one taken care of. Okay, that tree is not going to behave for us. That one there is going to keep being a problem. I can see that right now. We've bumped into that tree a couple of times now. I think probably the next thing we should do is figure out how we're going to get this to work right here. And we can iron this part out afterwards, because we want to get, well, we need to get our supplies going back and forth. Should be able to get this put together quite a ways. This one is really slow to build. Very slow to build. I need one of these in, though, to see if I think I've got this lined up right or not. That's it, 62% off of that one. So, okay, I want this to go here, and then we're going to put another one on top of it. Let me get over here. Does it look like it landed on top of it? It did. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be at least a couple high here. And then that cuts off here, so this area right here will be able to do something to go up into this first tower. It's going to be sizable. We're going to have two of them. Remember, we want to do a walkway across them. So I'm going to start the tower on the outside here like this. So as you come up, it's going to look pretty mighty right here, okay? And then a second one back in here. That's going to give us a little more space back there to decide what we want to do with that area. So I'm going to pull these out a little bit and have it kind of line up pretty much with where this walkway, where this ramp starts right here. So I think that's going to be a good idea. And then we'll do the same thing. We're going to match, of course, both sides of this front, okay? And then you got to cross the drawbridge and you're into the gatehouse. Now, this is the pass, the Morningstar Pass. So I feel like we can have a little fun with how we design this and make it work out for us. So on this wall right here, we'll have arrow slits so that you can actually shoot out and defend this area. And we'll have to do something. This will actually come across to where you will not be able to walk over here. We'll work something out to where you won't be able to walk on this edge of the moat. Okay, we'll get that worked out for sure. But definitely something starting out here. And I see this coming. Do I have any sticks on me? I've got a few. Something like this here. Like that there. That's 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. I feel like I should go 3 with it. I think we've got the room for it. 3 like that. And then we've got an odd number in here. So if we want to do something in the center here, we've got this option. If we go with the 2, it's going to be a little odd looking. So we want to definitely have 3 here. And then then this is going to happen again right here and curve around. So we're going to have to, of course, dig all this out so we can actually get to it. Like that. We're going to go down to where these points are, like so. And do we have enough? I don't think we have enough sticks for this right here. That's not right. Yeah, that's not right. It's hard to tell which way it's facing when you're here looking down at it. Let's try that again. This right here is how I want it to go. Looks like we got it that time. And then we'll put a second one on top of that. Or not. What we'll probably wind up doing is digging the dirt away from it. And then we should have space back here. What do we got going on here? We're going to figure this out too, just how far back this goes before we start the next rounded wall. We'll probably go 3 here as well. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll have our next rounded wall here. So some of this is going to change right here. And we'll have this big tower right here that you'll be able to walk into. And then we'll have our stairs that go up into the tower. And I want to monkey around with the shape of the towers too to get them kind of give an interesting look. So although it's not going to be completely round, it is going to have the corners are going to be rounded, but the rest of it will be squared off. Yeah. Let's go get a bunch of stone and we'll see if we can't knock these in a little bit more. Oh, those barbarians, man. They were really after that thing. I'm going to have to get that sealed up. I'll do that on my own. I don't want to do that on camera because you guys saw me finish this one off up here. There's no point in me doing that again. But I would like to get the cart system going so we can get multiple carts of this going. So we don't have to run all the way back here. It would be, that's kind of the goal, is to get the warehouse set up so we can stockpile stone down that end so I can just run back and forth to that instead of all the way into here. So we'll have to do that. That's going to be next episode. We're going to figure out where the warehouse is going to go and all that good stuff. And I'll probably tinker around on that a little bit on my own today, on my Saturday, to figure out how we're going to do that. And then we'll do our next episode on that. Sun's going to go down here a little bit behind the mountain. It's going to get really dark like it does here in this little Morning Star Pass. The Morning Star Pass. Going down here. I did take the time to make goulash since we had some meat and stuff. I had to go out and get some berries, but took care of that. Oh my god, this block is just so it takes so much to get this block put together. It does. It's tremendous. There's 100% on that one. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty good. I got 18 of the 24 sticks I need. Do we have any more sticks handy nearby? We do, right over here. Stay with me. We'll get that one knocked in, and it'll give us kind of an idea as to where we're going with this. I like the idea that it juts out towards the entranceway. That should have gotten us enough sticks to finish this up. There we go, and here we go. There we go, perfect. Big one. Lots of episodes coming. Got to catch up. Of course, I was gone for a week, so I'll try to have one almost every day this next week. Got work coming up. Something else is going on at work. The guy that works with me in my news department, he is leaving at the end of July, so we are currently looking for somebody to take his position. So I'm going to have to be doing some training and things like that. So I don't know how that's going to affect my life or my ability to upload videos, but I'll do my best to keep on track and do what I've been doing. But yeah, that's coming up, and I'm pretty bummed about that. Life has been going pretty smooth so far. I've been able to focus quite a bit of time on my YouTube channel as well as regular work, and it's just not going to be something I'll be able to do as much while I'm doing the training. But hopefully we find somebody right away, and we can get that taken care of. So what do we think? We're on the right track here, I think. This will be closed off. Most definitely, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll run a ramp up this way so it's not something you could walk on, and we'll do something like that. Also, what I'm thinking about is on the flat parts of the wall is we'll take this guy right here, and we can actually, I believe, can we stand him up? It doesn't look like you can stand him up. I was under the impression that we could stand this guy up. No, you sure can't. No, you sure can't. So we'll figure out some way to decorate the outside of the building to give it kind of an ominous look to it. But you'll be able to stand up here and see what's coming and what's not coming into the Morningstar Pass. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, I think I might call it right there. We've got this going. We're going to be able to have room because this is going to wind up moving here now. This will be moved a little further down, I think. So that's a good thing. And then what this is going to open up for us is we'll be able to do something out this way to create sort of this area where traders and travelers will have to come through in order to be inspected. So we'll work that out as well. But I think by moving the tower out here, we'll have one here, and then we should be able to have one right about here. And this tower will probably enter the middle of this tower somewhere, and then you'll be able to get to the top of this tower here. That's up here, because it's going to sit a little bit higher. They won't be the same height, but they'll sit higher. So it's going to stagger from there to here. Yeah. Something of that nature right there. But we're on the right track. We're on the right track, and things are going to start happening much faster here. But like I said, the next thing we need to do is get a warehouse worked out and then figure out how we're going to move our carts back and forth along here. I figure maybe 3 carts filled with stone ought to be able to go back and forth on here pretty quickly and fill the warehouse up pretty fast, pretty darn quick. But the good news also is that we are back in here and we have our tunnel made, so we can work this out as well and get things going back in this direction too. So we're moving along. We're moving along real nice. Really, really nice. And I do need to get, as I mentioned earlier, I need to get this side. Oh boy, look at who's here. Just as soon as that sun goes down, man, these guys, nope, escape. You guys, man, he's just brutal, just mean. Mean guys. Wish I could push them over the edge, huh? I wish I could, but you can't. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's good to be back on Medieval Engineers and having some fun and working on our Morningstar Pass. Of course, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So if you enjoyed today's episode, do hit that like button for me. Comment, subscribe, and share. I'm the Radio Man 03. Have an awesome, fantastic, and superb day, and I look forward to talking to you again next time.